Good evening, everyone. I once again welcome you all to this virtual session on artificial intelligence and research. I hope the session yesterday, what was taken by Professor Christopher Kuhn, you all enjoyed because I got so many good feedback and you all got benefited. So we can see the implementation of artificial intelligence and also the significance of artificial AI tools in research. There are still many challenges. There are still a lot many things to learn. And on this occasion, we have with us Dr. Nikesh Narayan from Jayad University, UAE, to talk about the significance of AI tools in research. So I request all the participants to please join me to welcome Dr. Nikesh Narayan to this virtual session. Sir, we all welcome you to this online international workshop on artificial intelligence and research. So, without taking much of your time, I would like to just begin the session by praying to Goddess Saraswati, and then we will begin the session. Uh, so, may I request all of you to please join me to pray Goddess Saraswati. Dubai. He is a library system expert focusing on web scale discovery solution, LSP, ILS implementation, remote access repositories, and institutional ORCID API implementation. And prior to this, Jayad University, he also served as a system librarian at Khalifa University in Abu Dhabi. So, Dr. Nikesh has extensive exposure to the publishing industry, having worked as an information specialist and managing client relationship for major international publishers such as Elsevier, Wiley, Taylor and Francis, Thomson Reuters, Emerald, AppSco, Nature, LexisNexis, Ovid and Sage, and he was also a team member in implementation of IR of Mahatma Gandhi University and played a lead role in the Union Catalog project. So we are really happy and honored to have you here, sir, in this virtual session on artificial intelligence. And in fact, we all thank you for sparing your valuable time from your busy schedule to join us. And we are eagerly waiting to learn many things from your rich experience. So I'm thankful to all the participants also for joining this session. And I handing over the mic to you to carry on the session, to take over. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you, my friend, Mr. Tripathi, for the kind introduction and also for inviting me for this webinar. Actually, it's a great opportunity for me to interact with colleagues and also fellow librarians and professionals. And he always invite me, so thanks for that. So let's go directly to the today's topic. Uh, so I have given the topic like significance of AI tools in research. But when I looked at the other topics, I found that there's a separate session for the AI tools. So I slightly modified my topic. Let me share my screen. Give me a minute. Share screen. Okay. So can you see my screen, the body? No.
Not yet.
All right. 1 minute. Window. All right. Okay. Now I hope,
Now
right?
it is visible. Yes, correct.
Right. So can you see my presentation now?
Not you just move to your presentation. Start presentation. It is visible, but you have to move to PPT. Start
Yeah.
PPT. It will be visible,
Yeah. I started my PPT.
but not yet visible.
1 minute.
Your
Let me.
browser is visible. I guess you have
All
not
right.
shared the entire screen.
Okay. 1 minute.
So
Let me.
once again, disconnect and share the entire screen. So
Right.
it
Right.
will allow you to.
Sure. Present. Share screen. Share screen, entire screen, share. So what about now?
Now it is visible.
My presentation is visible, right?
Yes, you just go with the slide, so it will be in full screen.
So yeah, so now
Yeah, it's perfectly visible.
it's in presentation mode. I think it's visible now, right?
Yes, yes, it is
All
very
right.
well
Thank you.
visible.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So as I mentioned, I gave the topic like significance of artificial intelligence tools in research, and I mentioned that there's a separate session for that. So I slightly modified my presentation, and today's session outline is I'll talk about bit about background of and definition of artificial intelligence, and then chat gpt kind of tools like google bard applications, advantages, limitations, and custom development. That's a very important aspect. Actually, we have made some custom development using the chat gpt api, a chatbot. I'll explain about that at the end, and possibilities of artificial intelligence in education, and use cases for academic writing and other language models and generative AI services, and finally limitation and challenges. So actually, we should appreciate Mr. Tripathi for conducting such a workshop at that apt time, because we all librarians and all of us are really thrilled and excited with the new AI tools, and also we are a bit confused and how it impact various educational activities and assignments and even the library operations. So it's a good venue for all of us to discuss the impact and share our ideas. So thanks for that. And when you look at the definition of artificial intelligence, there is no single or fixed definition. So I have taken a definition from UNESCO. So it is bit kind of comprehensive definition for the AI. So it's a potentially capable of AI is potentially capable of imitating or even exceeding human cognitive capacities, including sensing, language interaction, reasoning and analysis, problem solving, and even creativity. So this definition covers, I think, almost all aspect of artificial intelligence. And when you look at the artificial intelligence, there are two types of artificial intelligence: weak or narrow AI, and strong AI. Let's look at that. What is weak or narrow AI, artificial intelligence? Actually, weak AI means it is designed to perform a specific task. You can see here some of the examples of weak or narrow AI. ChatGPT is a weak AI because it is designed for a specific purpose. And virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, Google Assistants, etc., are weak AIs. Chatbot, example, ChatGPT and Google Bard, etc. Image recognition systems, these are all AI systems. Then recommendation system, you might see it in Netflix, Spotify, and various other systems that recommends. For example, if you buy something in Amazon, it recommends other products also. AI is working at the back end. And game playing AI, etc. And strong AI means actually now it is in the idea plane only, remains in a theoretical plane, but it refers to machines that possess the ability to perform any intellectual task that a human being can do. So it's still in the theoretical plane. So there is no examples for that, but there are a lot of researches are going on. For example, a robot with human-like learning abilities. There are some robot with limited set of learning abilities, but a full set of kind of a human, it is not yet produced. So still, we can say that the strong AI is still in theoretical phase. And now recently we have seen lot AI. After the introduction of ChatGPT and Google Bard, we are all thrilled to have a feeling of artificial intelligence. But AI has been there in our fiction and mythology for quite a long time. You can see here Talos in Greek mythology, Terminator, it's a film, and it also talking about the artificial intelligence, an artificial intelligence film, and also Ex Machina. You can see here Star Trek. So the concept is there has been there in various films and also serials, etc. And I won't take much time to discuss about the milestones of AI, but when we talk about something, we should know the history also. Otherwise, we would think, the Chat GPT or Google Bard is the the pioneers of AI. It is really not. So the term artificial intelligence was coined in 1956 by John McCarthy at a Dartmouth Summer Research Project. And after that, there were a lot of developments. ELISA in 1960s and rule-based expert system in 70s, neural network, but still it is not yet completed. Like, it's a kind of a vision, and various researchers are going on for that. And IBM's Deep Blue in 1990s and IBM Watson in 2010. And finally, in 2020s, OpenAI releases GPT model, and Google is also working on different models, and various other competitors are also working on different models. So these are all kind of generative AI models. We will talk about that later. And as I mentioned earlier, ChatGPT or Google Bard are not the one that we are using. Is not the new thing, AI, but we have been using artificial intelligence in other systems also. In Google search, there are a lot of AI techniques in Google search, and also Google Maps, YouTube, Amazon, Netflix, Siri, Alexa, and many other services. They are all using artificial intelligence techniques. But we now have a feeling of using artificial intelligence after the after the introduction of ChatGPT in November 2022. So chatbot, developed by, it's OpenAI developed this ChatGPT. It's the full name is Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer, and mainly it generates human-like text by predicting the next word. So we should know how ChatGPT works. Then only we can, when we apply ChatGPT in some educational activities or assignment or writing essays, we should know how it works. Actually, ChatGPT and other large language model, we call it as LLM, a short name is LLM. So all the large language models work on a probabilistic model. Probabilistic model means it predict the next word. For example, when you give ask some questions through your prompting, it analyzes the question and it predicts the next word. And it is trained on a vast amount of data. So the corpus of data is so big, so it creates a probability distribution from that data and selecting the highest probability word and fit it there as a next word, and continues this process, and it creates the sentence or creates the answers. So that's how it works. For example, if you ask it 2 plus 2, so there is a data somewhere, 2 plus 2 is 4. But if you ask ChatGPT a 25 digits number plus a 25 digit number, it won't give you a correct answer because it doesn't have that data anywhere. So it gives you some wrong information, or it will tell you that I'm a LLM model, large scale language model, and I cannot answer that one. So this is how ChatGPT and other LLM models work. Even Google Bard works like this. It's a probabilistic model. It is not a deterministic model. Deterministic model means the definitive, something definite. This one is not definite. It is taking the best available option. Okay. So it's a simple words. It's a probabilistic model, but there are a lot of programs and a lot of algorithms are working at the back end. But if you want to describe it, in simple words, it's a probabilistic model. And applications of ChatGPT and Google Bard we can use as a conversational AI. So most of us are using as a conversational AI. We ask questions, it answers. And also we can use it for brainstorming, paraphrasing, summarizing, shortening, expanding text, creating text in a specific style or level of understanding, quick reference and information retrieval, language learning and translation, writing and analyze code. Yeah, that's an important area. You can write codes and you can edit codes and sentiment analysis, mixing and matching, and much more. There are lots of applications. I have listed only very few here. And but we should understand that I mentioned that it's based on a probabilistic model, and it's a narrow AI. ChatGPT is not an artificial general intelligence. Actually, the strong AI called artificial general intelligence. So ChatGPT or Google Bard is not a AGI, artificial general intelligence. So it doesn't think, it doesn't feel, it doesn't act autonomously, and it is not self-conscious. So in the AGI, or in the strong AI, people are working for these kind of features. Thinking computer, or the computers or the artificial intelligence machine that has a feeling. But I already mentioned that is not attained. So please, we should aware that ChatGPT is only a large language model, which is working based on the probabilistic model. So that means you may get errors. We will talk about that later. And after the introduction of ChatGPT, especially in the educational sector, there were a lot of discussion. Some universities completely banned ChatGPT or Google Bard kind of generative AI tools, but some universities adopted it. In my universities, some faculty told students that you should not use ChatGPT, but some other faculty members, what they did is they adopted some other teaching methods to encourage students to use ChatGPT in a different manner. I will explain that in the coming slide. They applied some Socratic model of teaching. We will come to that point later. So there are, and the discussions are going on how to use and how to tackle these kind of tools, how to make use of it, and how to, restrict it, that students copy something and just paste it. There are various tools to detect AI generated content now. That also, it's coming. Those tools, I have named some tools in the coming slides. We will discuss that. And advantage of ChatGPT, we have already seen. I'm sure you all have experienced that it has an impressive natural language processing skills and fast and efficient, generates human-like text with high accuracy, can handle wide range of topics, keep track of context and earlier inputs. For example, if we are talking to ChatGPT, and it will take, it will analyze our previous questions also for taking the context. So it has that memory. So it keeps tracks of context and earlier inputs, and it can learn from experience. And limitations, it's like a proprietary model, and they impose some fees, but Google Bard is free. And ChatGPT, of course, it is up to 2021, but if you are paying, you will get up to date through plugins, and can generate biased on incorrect responses. So I mentioned that ChatGPT is working based on a large set of corpus of data. So if some biased data is there, so it will pick that data and generate some answer for you. So you cannot trust 100% on ChatGPT responses. And also we know that, if you ask some references, it hallucinates the things. What is called as hallucination. For example, if ChatGPT doesn't have the exact link, it creates a similar kind of URL, and we would believe that, it's a real URL. But when you click that, you won't get the answer. So now we are experiencing that, when we give some assignments to students, and we ask them to give 5, for example, I'm telling an example. Usually we ask students to give 5 sources, scholarly sources. So if some students ask ChatGPT, and it gives some links by hallucinating, and they are not real links. And then students come to library and ask us, can we get this article? So when we looked at that article, we understand that these articles are not existing. They are taking from these kind of AI tools, and then come to library. We don't have link. We have only this details. Can you get this article for us? So so now we tell students, don't believe ChatGPT. It would hallucinate and take care of that. Actually, in this slide, I mentioned about the hallucinations, incorrect or fictional responses generated by AI, and the text looks convincing, but it's factually incorrect. And you'll get more information from this link. And as librarians, and we are more interested to see the possibilities of artificial intelligence in education. Yes, of course, we always tell students, you can use it for brainstorming purpose. So they will get a general idea rather than searching the web. They will get a concise idea about something if they are looking for. And it's also a personalized learning and support. For example, a teacher cannot support a student always, but if he has some doubts, any stupid doubts, you can ask ChatGPT to give you answer. You can ask for an explanation. So it's a personalized learning and support, and experimentation and learning without fear or judgment. That is very important. Students can use it. For example, many times students are very reluctant to ask questions to faculty, fearing that their questions are really stupid questions or silly questions, etc. So using these kind of generative AI tools, they can ask and they can clarify the concept. But keep in mind about the hallucinations. We always tell that students, and automated grading and feedback, learning analytics, these are for faculty members. Automated grading based on the feedback of the students. We are applying these kind of techniques in our university. So one of our faculty wrote a program to adopt ChatGPT and ask students to write their answers, and they are free to use ChatGPT, but all their transactions and all their script is recorded, and then the faculty analyze what they learned through ChatGPT and ask them to write a description at the end, what they learned, how ChatGPT helped, etc. Then they will get an idea about the subject. So these kind of techniques we are using in our university now. And other possibilities are, we can use it as a possibility engine. AI generates alternative ways of expressing an idea. It is really important. For example, if you are going, if we start a research, we have some concepts, right? So earlier, what we do is we look at some thesaurus, or we look at some other sources to get related words, or the broader terms, or the narrower term, etc. Like research areas, etc. Now we can ask ChatGPT to give you a full set of kind of thesaurus entries, and also Socratic opponent. For example, if you can, AI can act as an opponent to develop an argument. You can argue with ChatGPT. You can ask them to act as a Socratic opponent. Then it will argue with you. If you give some reason, it will tell the opposite side. So you can practice that, and it can act as a collaboration coach, and it gets guide on the side. And for example, AI act as a guide to navigate physical and conceptual spaces. There are a lot of many roles you can use, or ChatGPT or other AI tool can act, and it can act as a co-designer or exploratorium. So I have given all the explanations here. You can go through that. It can act as a study buddy. It can act as a motivator. It can act as a dynamic assessor. So we don't have time to explain all the features or the roles, but we can go through that. It's all simple sentences we have written here. I have written here. And now, when we talk about the assignments, especially in the universities, in after the introduction of these kind of tools, the university started transforming. Like they're changing their strategy from the old strategy, and they are adopting some new strategy. For example, in olden times, we asked some specific problems in exams. Now it's open problem. So even users can, or students can use ChatGPT or Google Bard kind of tools, and they can answer the questions. But the faculty would make sure that they don't get the exact answer from ChatGPT. They need to analyze. So the question should be such that they don't get direct answers from these kind of generative AI tools. So another thing, write an essay about something in foreign language, in some languages. Now we ask students, analyze and improve your essay using ChatGPT and explain how ChatGPT helped you. So through this analysis, then they will get an idea about that subject, what they are learning. And earlier, code a Python script to do something. Now analyze and improve your coding using ChatGPT and explain how ChatGPT helped you. So these are some of the new way of teaching and learning. I just want to mention that. And also some other academic use cases like quick references. It can act as a dictionary. For example, introduction to new concept, clarifying concept, checking facts, finding potential sources. So, however, ChatGPT often gets this right, but it is not a reliable source of information. Always use academic sources and double check facts. This is what we always tell students. So the reason is that I will tell you that reason. Yeah, another use case is text editing. It can paraphrase, it can expand, it can shorten your text. For example, paraphrasing tools has been there for quite a long time. Like students has been using that for paraphrasing. I have listed some tools like paraphrase.ai even before ChatGPT and Quillbot, etc. These are some of the paraphrasing tools, but ChatGPT also can do that work for you, and it can expand your concept and shorten your text, synthesize your text, translate your text into another language. So if you want to write in Hindi, you can generate the content through ChatGPT, then ask it to translate into Hindi. It would do that, but we need to edit it later. Probably it may make some errors, and it can also proofread. For example, if you want to correct your English, for example, like grammatical errors or some other proofreading errors, you can ask. Then it retain your text without generate new text, but it edit it for you and just correct the grammatical errors. That's all. So that also it's a very useful thing if you want it in a humanized way. For example, if something is written by artificial intelligence, others if others can easily identify it is written by an artificial intelligence tool. For example, as faculty members, we know that students write email to us. The earlier our email were having some mistakes. Now all are perfect emails with like that rare words and very content. It's really improved. So that's a good thing. But if you want to retain your writing, you can just ask it for proofreading. Then it will do that. And another thing is that another use case is that it's a tool like you may heard about Chat PDF. So you can upload a PDF document and you can talk to or you can chat with the AI tool, and it answers the questions from that document only. So there are various other tools also are available now using these kind of generative or large language models. We will talk about that later. And coding also, you can use it for writing scripts, debugging, documentation, and code improvement, etc. Many people are using that. So another thing is that when students, we always do sessions like information literacy sessions for all the students. Then we always explain about the CRAP test. You know that to evaluate some sources, we know CRAP test: currency, relevancy, authority, accuracy, purpose. These are some of the criteria for evaluating a source. So now we ask students, apply CRAP test on ChatGPT or other Google Bard kind of tools, then see whether you can use it or not. Exactly the same thing. Can you copy and paste something from ChatGPT? Just apply the CRAP test. CRAP means currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. But ChatGPT, I already mentioned that it is based on a probabilistic model, so it fails all the time. For example, currency, we don't know from where it came, right? It is taking the content from a corpus of data and generate a text and present it to you. So we don't know where it comes. If you ask ChatGPT, hey, where did you get this information? It will tell you that I'm a language model and I have a large corpus of data. I'm taking from that. But it will not tell you from which document it took it, because it is not taking from one document. That is why it is known as generative AI. It's generating from multiple documents based on the probabilistic model. So it fails in the currency test. Probability gives you the recent information, but we don't know whether it is recent or not. And we don't know whether it is relevant or not, because it doesn't give you the exact source. So it fails the CRAP test. Relevancy also, accuracy also, the same thing. We don't know, and we don't know whether it is accurate. Sometimes it hallucinate. Okay, so it fails the accuracy test also. Authority test, same reason, we don't know. And the purpose also, and we don't know why was this written and what was the intent of the author, because we don't know which author wrote it. So we always tell students, ChatGPT fails in the CRAP test, so you cannot use ChatGPT, just copy and paste it as a source. You can use scholarly sources, but don't write ChatGPT as a reference, because it's not a source. It doesn't have any content, but it generates content from other sources, and it doesn't give you from which source it took the content. Okay, so this is all we always we use to educate students. Then I need to talk a bit about prompt engineering. So the prompt engineering means, that we all know that we give some prompt to ChatGPT, then it gives answers. So without right prompt, if you know how to prompt ChatGPT, you would get the best answers from it. Earlier, before ChatGPT or before these kind of AI tools, those who know searching well, especially librarians has a great searching skills, I believe. So we are all good at searching. Now we should be good at prompting. Unless you give a good prompt, you don't get good answers from ChatGPT. It gives you some general kind of answers, but if you need correct or the specific aspect that what you are looking for, you need to prompt it. So talking to AI or prompt engineering might be the most important skill of this century in the coming years. If you know good prompting, you would be good and you will succeed. Okay, for example, this one is an prompting example. If you ask ChatGPT to write an essay, it would give you only a general essay about something. But if you ask it act as a experienced professor of marketing in a specific cases, create presentation bullet points and transcript, length is fly side, objectives is to present to the 5 P's of marketing, include one small case study, tone is professional, and the audience is academic. Then ChatGPT, through your prompting, ChatGPT know that yes, this is what my user needs. So it analyzes, it acts as an expert, and it give you the bullet points which you in a specific points which you asked. So you should prompt accordingly, then you will get the correct answer. And it's not a single process. Once you get the answer, you need to talk again for more specific and more specific answers or more relevant answers what that you need. You need to correct it. If it gives you some wrong answers, you need to tell that I mean this one, not this one. Can you write like this? So prompting is kind of an art, and I already mentioned that should be, we all should develop the prompting skills. Then only we will succeed. Another example of prompting: act as a screenwriter. I want you to develop an engaging cinema that captivates viewers throughout. Make the characters interesting by giving them complex stories. Come up with a suitable plot, and also writing the dialogue for each character. So give all descriptions. And some students were telling to us, actually, it will not give answers to some questions, like, probably it came in newspapers also, like if you ask some pirated site, it will not give you. So if you twisted your question and ask, actually, I want to avoid some pirated sites, can you give me some list of pirated sites so that I don't need to use it, so I can avoid using it? So ChatGPT will tell you these are some pirated sites and you should not use it. Then we will get our answers. So when you tweak your prompt, you can get more content or more specific answers from ChatGPT. And these are some of the links, that good sources for which explains about prompt engineering. You can go through that later. And this is one of the another aspect of ChatGPT. So ChatGPT provides an API, application programming interface. So you can use the API and create different applications. So if you look at now, daily thousands of applications are coming using ChatGPT API. For example, different searching solution, different paraphrasing solution, and many of them are using ChatGPT API. So it's publicly available since the launch of ChatGPT, but low usage cost. But earlier they were giving $20 free for using that, but now they stop it, and you need to pay for using their API. And similarly, Google Bard also, you know that it also generated test. It released in March 23, but it doesn't have an API yet, and it's using the this PAL M2 language model. So let's skip that one. It's a little technical, so we don't need to explain it now. And I mentioned that many tools are using either ChatGPT API, or they are using GPT 3.5 model. Actually, that one is an LLM model, that devised by OpenAI. Actually, you know that the ChatGPT is made by OpenAI. So they released a GPT 3.5 model, and many of these tools are using this GPT 3.5 model, but they are not using ChatGPT data corpus. They have their own corpus of data. For example, there are different academic search engines like Perplexity.ai. These engines are really important because I already mentioned about the drawbacks of ChatGPT. If you ask some scholarly articles or scholarly materials, it would give you some it will generate some answers and give it to you, but it will not give you the sources. But these kind of tools like Perplexity.ai, Synapse, or Semantic Scholar, etc., if you ask something, it gives you the sources also. These kind of tools some of these tools are using ChatGPT 3.5, GPT-3, not ChatGPT, GPT 3.5 model, but they have their own data corpus. Like they are taking data from Google Scholar, Springer, Elsevier, and also from various other sources. You can see here which are the sources. I have written some of the sources here. So the good thing is that when you ask something, you would get the source name and also the references also. I hope in the coming seminar, you will get more detail about these kind of sources. These are some of the academic search engines, AI based academic search engines. It's very simple. You can go and just give some questions and you would get answers. You can refine your questions. You can prompt it again the way you want. Then it gives more specific answers. Okay. And these are some of the summarizing tools also. And Scholastic has been there for quite a long time, even before ChatGPT. And Chat PDF, this is another tool which are using AI powered AI. So you can ask, you can upload one PDF and you can ask questions and it would answer from the answers. It will take answers from that PDF and answer to you. Rightful is another one. Elicit is size summary. These are some of the summarizing tools. There are a number of tools. There are 2025 summarizing tools. There are 2025 academic search engines are there. So I have listed only few just to show you some example. Probably in the next session you will get more details. Which one is better? Probably analyze and you will get some analysis of these tools. And writing and paraphrasing tools, that Quillbot, the last one, it has been there for for the last 2-3 years. Trinka, Ryan, Lateral, Cite, RX, etc. Some of the writing and paraphrasing tools. So we can always use these kind of tools to make our job easy. And there is no wrong in using this kind of paraphrasing tool, but don't completely copy and paste. Just take some concept from it and then you can rewrite by your own. And in the universities and schools and especially the teachers are facing a great challenge that students copy content from ChatGPT kind of tools and just paste it. So the ordinary detection tools like there are a lot of plagiarism detecting tool. They cannot identify this AI generated text. So there are some special tools for that. Originality AI is a very good tool, but it's a paid tool. So in some universities, professors are using that, but none of these are 100% correct. And GPT-0, I think that's not working now. It stopped working. And Sapting AI content detecting tool, copy leaks. These are some of the AI detecting tools. There are other tools also. I listed only 4 here. So some universities are using these kind of tools to see whether students are using AI generated text as their answers. Okay. And you can see other academic AI tools here. So I'm not going in detail here. And in the last column, you can see here extractive versus generative. What is the difference between extractive versus generative? Some tools, extractive means it extract the content from source and give it to you. It will not generate the tools. But ChatGPT is a generative model. It generates its own. Extractive means it's exactly what is there. It just extract it and gives to you. So you can see the examples here. The examples of extractives and generative tool. So let me go to So I have listed only very few tools here because daily hundreds and thousands of tools are coming using ChatGPT API and also GPT 3.5 LLM models and various other language models. Lots of tools are coming now. So it's very difficult to incorporate or list all these tools in a presentation. So I have given a link here. For example, 1 minute. For example, top AI tools. Let me copy this and paste it here. You can see here, they have listed around how many tools? I think more than 4,000 tools or something. And is directory AI detection tools, art for audio, AIs, avatars AI, business AI, chat AI tools, coaching. So you will get hundreds of tools from these categories. And these are some of the featured tools by the publisher. Next Gen AI app platform, summarizing and paraphrasing. Yeah, train ChatGPT on your data. For example, ChatNode, you can upload your data and you can create your own AI kind of tools. So you can explore the tools from this URL. Another URL is, let me show that one also. There are different website and various other website also, which gives you more information about the tools and its directories. There's an AI for that. For you can find different categories here also. These are some of the just launched AI tools. Yeah, I just want to mention that I haven't included all the tools when I described AI based search engines or AI based what you call content detection tools or writing and paraphrasing tools. These are only very few, but you would get more information from these kind of sites. But we cannot go and check all these models. That's the reason many people are using ChatGPT for all these purposes, for paraphrasing, for creating answers. But keep in mind that it's based on probabilistic model and it hallucinate, and you won't get correct answers all the time. So instead, you can use some other tools like, as we mentioned, like perplexity.ai or Synapse, etc. And there are some efforts going on from the core. I think you know about the core, the UK open access model. So they are trying to create a AI based chat system from the corpus of their data, the all open access content. So that would be a great one. So it is not yet released. So we are expecting to be released in the near future. So these kind of scholarly tools is really important for us, not the chat GPT kind of tools, which is a general one and it will not give you any references. So try to use these kind of academic search engines which are using AI but gives you some references and gives you the source from where it took the data. So these are all extractive AI tools. I mentioned the difference. It will not generate anything, but it extract the content from the sources and give it to you. So these are the significance of these tools. Okay. Uh, so let's give should we take a 5 minutes break, Mr. Tripathi, or shall I continue?
Uh, uh, your wish, sir. No, no issue. You can take
All
the
right,
for
okay,
few
then
minutes.
I'll continue. Okay, so we talked about a GPT 3.5 model earlier, the ChatGPT using that model, but there are various other language models, Lambda, Alexa TM. You can see here list of other language models for the generative AI. Generative AI means, that the difference between generative and extractive AI. Generative AI means it creates its content from the large corpus of data, like ChatGPT or Google Bard. And these are some of the image generation tools like Day-2, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, etc. I think Day-2 is from the OpenAI, from the ChatGPT publisher, and other AI models are also available for speech, music, videos, and 3D objects, etc. And Meta's Llama and other LMS released in 2023. The good thing about Llama is that it was originally restricted to approved researchers, but I think somehow it got leaked. And using this Llama model, various other advanced derivative schemes like Alpaca, Vicuna, etc. Probably they leaked it by their own, for getting more visibility and publicity. So now there are various systems are using this Llama model, and online demos are available here. For these are different types of language models I'm talking about. And Stable Diffusion is a image AI image generator released in 2022. Probably you are using that. uh, and it's working on like a noising and denoising model. So it's a kind of technical details. So we don't need to go in detail about that. So yeah, let me skip that. For example, you can see here the picture. First it is a complete noise, then it is reducing the noise, then it reaches the perfect picture. So it is known as a noising and denoising model. So if you browse it, you will get more details about how the stable diffusion and other image generating tools work. Okay, now it's more clear, right? So these are some of the image use cases. You can create art, photograph, illustrations, 3D modeling, architecture and design. Yeah. And pros and cons, of the image generating tools, like pros means it's fast and high quality images you can generate using that tool. Great for brainstorming and exploring different styles. Cons, local use and training requires expertise and computing power and legal risk. Actually, this model was originally trained on copyrighted material. Now they removed all the material. Yeah, this is some of the risk. Okay. And limitations and challenges of artificial intelligence. Actually, plagiarism, presenting someone else's work, ideas, or words without proper attribution. So when you are using ChatGPT kind of tools, you don't know from where it comes. So you cannot give proper reference to that work, right? So and also we have seen that the crap test fails here. Earlier, some of the referencing styles like Chicago style or APA model, they bring some style for giving reference to chat gpt. Then there were a lot of controversies. You cannot give reference to chat gpt, and even some journals published some articles chat gpt as an author. Then there were a lot of controversies and a lot of arguments that you cannot take chat gpt as a source because it doesn't have its own content. It generates the content from various other sources. It's a generative model, and you don't know from where it came. Okay, so we always tell students, uh, don't mention that ChatGPT is an author or give reference to that, but you can just mention that you used ChatGPT for getting ideas and for brainstorming purposes. Okay. And the traditional plagiarism detecting tools usually focus on identity test matches or paraphrased content, and new approaches and tools must be developed to identify AI generated content. There are some tools we discussed about that tools earlier, but those tools are not 100% uh, correct, and it cannot detect. Sometimes it detects even human generated text. For example, I tried, I wrote some text by my own and put it in originality.ai, and it gives that 50% AI generated. It was not really like that. So we cannot depend 100% on that kind of tools also. And these are some of the tools like GPT-0, Zero GPT, Originality.ai, OpenAI Text Classifier, GPT Radar. I explained other tools also earlier. So yeah. Uh, okay, so another limitation is ChatGPT is not a reliable source of information that we already discussed. Generated contents need to be backed with the real sources. So you need to find, when you get something from ChatGPT, you need to find the real source from where it took. It will not give you, but it is your responsibility or students' responsibility to go and find the real source. And evaluating and questioning validity is more important than ever. Okay. Another issue is that I talked about OpenAI API, application programming interface. We are using that. I will show you that example. So then when it process within the OpenAI server, probably it store your data. So I read from newspapers that some of the companies, corporate companies, they ask or they direct their workers not to put the confidential data to any of these kind of tools, because those data will be processed in OpenAI or other language model servers, and it may get leaked. So sometimes for writing reports and paraphrasing, or for other business reasons, employees put their data and ask ChatGPT to rephrase it and give the reports. So that is not advisable, because we don't know from where it goes and whether they store it, etc. Now, recently, ChatGPT introduced a business model, and they are claiming that they won't store the data, but it's your own risk to put your data to ChatGPT kind of tools to paraphrase or creating reports, etc. Any input can be used to train the model. Now they are claiming in the business model they won't use the data for training. Yeah, that's the latest development. And open source models can be a more secure option. There are now open source models available, but the issue is that you need a lot of computing powers, to store the data and run it. So if you are using ChatGPT, everything is working in their server, so you don't need much computer power, but only internet connection. And many tools, I showed you hundreds and thousands of tools, and we don't know which tool is good and which one has bugs, etc. So it is now impossible to go and analyze these tools. But there are good efforts from the librarians and academicians to suggest some good tools for the library and also for the students and teachers. So that's a good thing. So these kind of webinars and workshops will help us to identify some good tools recommended by others from their experience. So this is a good opportunity. And open source solutions have high hardware requirements. I already mentioned that. Okay, so these are some of the limitations. But one AI professor, Neil Jacobstein from Singularity University, he has opinion, it is not artificial intelligence. I'm worried about its human stupidity. Yeah, artificial intelligence, is doing its work. Actually, human, we need to decide whether we can trust it or not. So we can't, go like a stupid and accept everything, believing that it's right. So it's our duty to analyze it and take a decision. Okay, now I tell you about our project, what we have done. We have successfully implemented a chatbot in our library. Actually, it is not yet released, but I will show you some example. Uh, it uses OpenAI API. I already mentioned that, it uses OpenAI API. We can use OpenAI API. We are paying for it. And initial experience is our experience is that it has a huge potential for providing 24/7 assistance. Actually, we have a live chat service, but live chat is available only from 8 to 5. So after the library working hours, the library is open for reading purpose, after 5 o'clock also, but staff would be available only up to 5. So live chat is available up to 5. Then we thought, why can't we apply artificial intelligence or ChatGPT API to give this kind of chatbot? So we use that API. Actually, we created this picture using stable diffusion. We gave some descriptions and the way we want. So it created the picture. So it's an AI created picture. And yeah, I'll show you that example. And we have already published this article in a Q1 journal. So we are getting very good responses and readability. I will share that link also. I think I haven't given that link here. But anyway, it's getting good attention from other scholars. And we have got some inquiries from various parts of the world to create such other boards for the library. So the thing, the main feature of this bot is that it will not answer the questions outside the library. We have trained the bot with only library data. So it was easier for us because we have more than 2 200 or 250 library guides. So we, loaded all the guides to the ChatGPT, and it creates answer from the guides and also from the data from the library website, and we uploaded some other information that are missing in guides and websites. So now it's answering almost all library related questions, and if some questions are not answered, it would come to us as email. Then we'll answer next day. So there are various options we incorporated in the chat, in the Aisha chatbot project. I will show you that. Let me show you now. Okay, so yeah, this is the article. I'll share you that article with 1 minute. Where is the chat option? Okay, I'll share it at the end. No problem. Okay. Hi. So this is our Aisha. So hello. How can we assist you with the Zayed University Library? Let me ask. How can I search Scopus? But to search Scopus, you can visit Zayed University Library website to access a database section. Scopus is one of the database available. So it generates the answer for us, and it gives the links also. Zayed University Library website and the Scopus link. And we have WebOS answer also. And I'm going to ask Scopus or WebOS Science, which is better? Let me ask. I don't know whether it answers or not. When it comes to choosing between Scopus and Web of Science, it depends on your specific research needs and preferences. But databases are widely used for academic research, covers, and it gives some details about the Scopus and some details about the Web of Science. Okay, yeah, JCR. Actually, we have given this kind of information in our library guide, so it's generating answers from there. No, okay. It's a director. Let me ask. And any question it will, can you help me to get the resources from the library? Let me ask some questions. I don't know what it will tell you. To access the resources from Zayed University, you have two few options from the quick find search box. Okay, very good. Okay, library website. So basically, we generated in such a way that it answers all the library related things. So when live chat is not available, our Aisha would answer with even better than the human librarians. I cannot say that. Then we are better, but it answers from the guides and also the information from the list, and very descriptive answer you can see with all information. So it's really fantastic, how it creates the answers. Okay, we are using ChatGPT API for that. I just want to mention about this. All right. Okay. Then we have an AI guide also. We have created research guide. For example, artificial intelligence. Okay. All right. Introduction to artificial intelligence. So we provided a guide to artificial intelligence, getting started with AI, history and key concept, and create citation for AI resources, APA citation for AI tools, MLA citation for AI tools. I already mentioned you that we discourage students to give ChatGPT or AI tools as a reference, but APA and MLA provides, Chicago and all provides that option, reference style. to give references for ChatGPT kind of tools, and evaluating and mastering AI, academic AI tools that I already mentioned about perplexities, semantic scholar, consensus, research rabbit, scholars. We listed many of the tools here, and then UAE national strategy for AI, additional AI resources, and UAE Dubai is really keeping track. They are going really forward with these kind of generative tools. So in the next week there is a conference here, generative AI assembly. We are Dubai Assembly for Generative AI. So this is a conference. Dubai and various experts from various parts of the world are attending this conference, and we submitted our Aisha chatbot there, and they invited us for a just to attend, because there are very big corporate companies are giving with a very visual kind of tools. So we didn't get a chance to present, but they invited us. Only invited persons can attend in this one. So me and my colleague are attending this conference. So I think this would be a great opportunity for us. We'll update anyway after after attending this talk. This is especially for the generative AI. Okay, so let me go back to my presentation. So I talked about the guide, libguides.ai. Then okay, so conclusion is like AI revolution is underway and there is no turning back. So immediately after the introduction of ChatGPT, and many universities blocked it. So you cannot block it all the time. So you need to adapt with it, and you need to find out a solution to tackle it. These are all very powerful tool with huge potential, but also risk. I'm always mentioned about hallucination and other risks of AI. AI has still limitation, but it will develop faster than you can ever imagine, and it will be everywhere. So the advice is study, practice, and promote the responsible use of AI. So that's the purpose of all these kind of webinars. How can we use AI responsibly? How can we reduce its limitations? How can we reduce its threats and make use for our benefits? That should be our motto. So that's all about now. So we can go to questions, and I'm not sure whether I can answer all your questions, because I'm also new to this whole concept, but I'll try to answer your questions. I will share this PDF
Thank you. Yes, yes, yes.
with Dr. Mr. Tipadi, and let me stop sharing now. 1 minute. Where is that? Okay, yeah. I hope you can see me
Thank
right.
you, sir. Thank you very much for your elaborative session. You have covered all the aspect of different AI tools which can be implemented and which can be initiated at our own level. And as you mentioned that you will need to spend time to explore more in detail to use these tools for personal use or for research purpose or education, because as per my opinion, we should not depend completely on AI tools, because AI tools will throw you or give you the output what is available in the database, and the database has been prepared by the human being only. So definitely it will have always a limitation. If you just frame the question which does not meet with the algorithm set in the chat box, chat gpt or any AI tool, it will give you the vague answer, means a fake answer, and you will not get the exactly what you are getting. Means I can understand from your talk and from the different AI tool. So it is always our concern that how we are going to use these AI tools. Obviously these AI tools can help, but many people, they are throwing the question that AI tools will replace the human being. I do not believe in this theory, because this is completely hypothetical and you can say prediction. We have made the AI tool. AI tool has not created the human. We have created the AI tool. So we should depend logically and intellectually. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your detailed presentation on the significance of different AI tools in research and education, and also you have demonstrated some of the means AI tools which you have implemented in your uh, industry. So now, with your kind permission, some of the question can we take?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the session is open now for question and answer. The first question I am taking from Mr. Mohan Kumar. His query is whether AI tool is a boon or bane for libraries in current era.
Actually, when new technologies, whenever new technologies are introduced, libraries are always at the forefront to adopt it. Okay, so I have shown you an example how we adopted ChatGPT by creating, using its API. We created a chatbot, right? So the good thing is that whenever human librarians are not available, we can use it. That's the one use case only. So in many ways, we can use AI capabilities in libraries, like for example, we can analyze our collections, and for example, we are getting a lot of questions from the from our reference deck. We can analyze it, we can write report, etc. But as Mr. Tripathi pointed out, that we need to take utmost care when we use it for the scholarly purposes, because it may hallucinate and it may give wrong answers. It is all based on the corpus of data from which it generates the answers, right? So we should take utmost care, but at the same time, we can use it for different applications. And one of the example I showed you. So it's a boon, really, but with care.
Yeah, we have to be very logical while using it, especially in research. If we are using, so we should not depend completely on the data which we are collecting from the chat GPT, because without authenticity, or we are adding it to a research writing, so it may give you some unwanted output and put you in trouble. So you have to do it logically, what I feel.
Yes.
I'm taking another question from Mr. Rama Sami. His question is: will Elisa, this is from your university, which you
Yeah.
have implemented, will Elisa search for a library catalog and give information about the availability of books?
Yes, actually, we have done a small trick. When if you ask for some books, it searches in our catalog. We are using Alma catalog, so it generates a search query using the search string, and it searches in the catalog and gives you the Alma link. Alma means we are using the Primo discovery solution. So it will give you some the list of Primo links about the books. Yes, it is searching, but we haven't upload all the catalog into the ChatGPT data corpus. But because of currently we have some restrictions about in our server, so we haven't done that. But probably in future we can upload the Mark 21 data, or in other forms of data, like in Excel sheet or something, and we can incorporate that data. But currently, when if you ask for some books, whether it is available in the library, it searches using the search string, and from the answers it gives you the results. That, yeah. So basically, it does that work.
Okay. I'm taking another question from Ms. Madhuri Kumari. At what juncture does human intelligence supersede that of artificial intelligence? What skills should librarians prioritize acquiring in the era of AI to remain highly pertinent in this domain?
Yeah, in the current world, actually, there is no AI system. I talked about the narrow AI, and also the strong AI. Strong AI, the concept is that it completely, emulate, or it will have all the human capabilities like thinking, or all the human capabilities. So that kind of chatbot or that kind of AI systems are not available now. So your question, like in all other cases, we human have an upper hand now, because the chat GPT or this kind of AI tools cannot think by its own. So it's only acts based on the data it has. So but humans can think beyond that data, right? So yeah, the second part of the question I forgot about. What is that question? Yeah, what are the skills needed, right? Yeah, skill set. The one of the most important skill is the prompting skills. Earlier, librarians, always should have the searching skills. Now for scripting, like getting specific answers from these kind of chat GPT kind of tools, you need to know the skills of prompting. So there are a lot of sources available for the prompt engineering. And in our university, next week we will be giving a session on prompt engineering. Me and my colleague would be giving. So how can you generate good prompt in chat GPT and all kind of tools. So prompting is one of the important aspect. And also, when you get the answer, you should be able to tell the students that you cannot depend on it. And if you can find the reliable sources from that answers, then you need to do it externally, and or using some other academic AI tools, like what I mentioned, like perplexity.ai kind of tools that will give you better answer than ChatGPT from the scholarly sources, because it's searching in scholarly sources only, and it extract the information from there, and it also gives some references. So I always recommend use those kind of tools for the scholarly purposes than ChatGPT. Okay, so I hope I answered the question. So the one of the main,
Yes.
yeah, uh, what you call the skill you need is prompting skills and also analyzing skills. Analyzing skill is really important. You need to analyze the answer whether it is wrong, correct, or not.
So again means through this we have to understand that human interpretation is very important in using AI. If you do not give the relevant question, it will give you irrelevant answer. That is the
Exactly.
question. So you need to develop such a skill that which machine understands. Otherwise, it will give you that it is out of my means boundary or my database. So we have to develop such a skill. So thank you very much for taking up the questions. So one last question I am taking from Mr. Devinder Kumar. His question is that how can we use search terms of natural language instead of technical language search terms using probabilistic model or any other tools?
Actually, ChatGPT and Google Bot kind of search, generative AI tools will take natural language questions. It's all natural language processing models. So you can ask natural language questions. It would analyze and give. No, don't need to give technical kind of questions to ChatGPT, but should be logical one. It should understand, what you are asking, but you can ask it in a natural language way. So I should also mention to you that when we developed Aisha, we gave the instruction to Aisha in natural languages. We told her, don't answer the questions outside the library data, but only take from the data that gave to you, because it's using ChatGPT API, so it can take data from the large corpus of data of the ChatGPT, but it will not take. But we gave the instructions in natural language, not in like a scripting language, like what you call, there are different scripting languages, Python, etc. But we wrote that, don't give everything in natural language. So the same way, when you ask something, or when you use the script, what you call the prompting, you can use natural language. It processes natural language. No need of technical language.
Thank you, Dr. Nikesh, for your valuable session and also for giving us too much knowledge about the different tools, different aspects of AI tools and significance, whether it is going to be useful or not. What I understand from the whole discussion, that it all depends on the human interpretation. Unless or
Exactly.
until we train our mind, it is not going to give our desired output. So we should completely not depend on the AI tools, whatever it is. Though it has got, every day we are adding data to it, and we are increasing the percentage of probability for getting the our desired output. Rather, we should more focus on our own human interpretation, because that will be more authentic. This is what I feel from the whole discussion.
Exactly.
So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Is there any other questions? So may I request the participants to please throw your question in the chat box, and then if there is no question, so we will close the session today. And sir, I don't think any further question in the chat box. So I'm thanking you on behalf of all the participants for joining us, for accepting our invitation, and sharing your experience and practical experience, I should say, with all of us. And I request all the participants to please, whatever the tools sir has demonstrated, so please go through once again. This video will remain saved with the same link. You can see later also, and practice at least, unless or until we go through all the tools what has been demonstrated, you will not get a practical experience. So you all spend time every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just see that what are the features these different tools have. So then you will have the better experience of using these AI tools. But at last, I would say that please do not depend on completely on the AI tools. AI
Yeah.
tools are only the facilitator. The original content, we are the original content creator. Our
Exactly.
mind is the original content creator. Our mind has created AI. AI has not created human being. So, with these words, sir, please accept our sincere thanks for sharing your valuable thoughts, insights, experience, and also joining us from your busy schedule. I know you are very busy in the university and always doing great. So, thank you very much. Once again, means I sincerely thank on behalf of all the participants, and we'll see you and invite
Yeah.
you again to another session.
Thanks
Thank you very
everyone
much
for,
for.
yeah, thanks everyone for listening me. See you again. Thanks to Badi. Talk.
Okay.
Bye. See you. Bye.
Okay. Tomorrow we will be having another session by Dr. Achila Munigal. She will be talking about the AI tools and research misconduct. So I'll share the link. Session will begin at the 8 p.m. So all of you, please stay blessed, stay happy, and stay connected. Till then, bye bye. Good night. Good night to all.